Eddie, it'll be all right. Pull yourself together.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door.
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father.
To jo, lepší bude si to nechat pro sebe. Ale ta věc se s tou služebnou, to je dost hrozný. To už nám teďka nic nepoví. Škoda.
Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back.
No jo, protože co když je to pravda?
Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? I think what scared him was beyond the physical.
Možná, že to zlo je daleko starší, protože podle těch listů v kapli je to nějaká daň, kterou tahle rodina musí platit za to, že tenkrát dokázali vyhnat Římany ze Skotska. Jenomže tomu nám asi sotva uvěří.
He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To get as far away as possible?
I believe so.
And yet, here you are, in the very place he sought to protect you from.
Who knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
To přemýšlí, jak nás nachytat, aby nás taky mohla zavřít do cvokárny. Zkusíme se tomu nějak vyhnout.
I have other things to worry about right now. He was a disturbed man. He saw things that weren't there. Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air. If you really want to help me, then let us find out what the maid knew. She was hiding something, but was too scared of Angus and Margaret to tell me.
You think whatever she wanted to confide might be connected to her death?
Maybe. Whatever I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. It has to be. A woman must have drowned herself in the loch. Because if it's all in my mind, like father, like son.
Každopádně pojďme se podívat na naše nové záznamy v deníčku. Ubohá Ailsa. Snažil jsem se s ní spřátelit a přitom zavinil jsem její strašný osud? Je bratranec Eddie vrah? Konec konců byl tam s ní, i když tvrdil, že ji takhle našel, ale kdo ví. A měl jsem další vidiny. Chlapec mě přivedl k hrobu tety Cecilie. Ten chlapec je Johnny, můj otec v dětství. Ani se jako nepokouším přemýšlet o tom, jak to, že jsem viděl to, jak vypadal. Otec často hovořil o šílenství a tragédiích a vraždách, které tak nějak postihují historii naší rodiny. Nemůžu si pomoct, ale myslím, že i Ailsa byla obětí téhleté rodiny. Stejně jako můj otec. Rodinná kronika mi dala nějaké odpovědi, ale opravdu můžeme věřit na prokletí, že je na zámku Black Mirror starobylej artefakt, jehož moc byla použitá na vyhnání Římanů. A nakonec je tu ještě doktorka Farberová. Můžu jí důvěřovat? Skutečnost, že se tu objevila právě teď, je dost náhodná.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Ale to je dobrý nápad. Totiž vypadalo to, že nějak upadla a zlomila si vaz. Otázkou je, jestli někdo nepomohl. Půjdeme tam.
I guess we'll have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
No, tak tam asi nepůjdeme. Angus nám těžko dá klíč.
Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself.
Ale možná bychom mohli najít nějakou jinou cestu. Konec konců je tu přece ten výtah.
I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
Ale no tak.
True, that wouldn't be very ladylike.
You might want to consider what I do for a living before trying to taunt me this cheaply.
No ale tak jako chce nám pomoct, ne? No tak ať se snaží. Koukej si tam vlízt.
You said you'd help me, so help me.
On my terms.
Ale no tak, my se tam prostě nevejdem.
I can't fit in there and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
To snad není pravda. Ať si tam kouká vlízt a neštve mě.
I'm not crazy like my father, if that's what you think.
I don't think anything yet, because I don't know you.
Ach jo. Tak já nevím, tak co jí máme nabídnout, aby byla ochotná to udělat? Prostě nám musí věřit.
You can trust me, and I will do my very best to learn to trust you.
All right then. Clothes can be washed. Lovely. Pull me back up! I need something to open the doors from the inside once I'm down there.
A to vám jako došlo až teď? Ono to není taková sranda, tahat člověka. Ten výtah je primárně určený na jídlo a podobné věci.
I still need something to open the doors. I'm not crawling in there for the enjoyment of it.
Ach jo. No, ale možná bychom tady v kuchyni mohli něco najít, ne? No jasně.
This should do it.
Takovej nožík, no proč ne? Podíváme se na něj. příborovej, ale nějaký jakože zdobený, i když dost jako často používaný, zdá se být.
If I'd have known to leave the dumbwaiter open, we wouldn't need this now. Can't live on ifs, though.
Doufejme, že nám ten nůž bude stačit.
Going down.
Good luck.
See you in a minute.
No?
Dr. Farber.
Je tam?
Is everything all right? Leah! Oh, if anything's happened to her.
You needn't worry about me. I've been to stranger places than this castle. Follow me.
To bylo bezva, ale vrátíme se kousíček zpátky, zase na začátek této kapitoly. A to z toho důvodu, že existuje ještě jedna možnost, jak se do toho sklepa dostat. Možnost elegantnější, ale také jakoby vzácnější, protože ne za vše okolností je možné ji použít. Zkrátka je to v rámci takové velmi zajímavé poznámky pod čarou a to stojí za to. Totiž my jsme navrhli, že ten klíč by mohl mít sám Angus. A asi ano, on ho mít bude. Zajdeme teda za ním a zkusíme se na to jako přeptat. Otázkou je, kde bychom ho asi teď mohli najít. No, už je zase tma, pozdě večer, nebo spíš už noc. Ještě, že nám Farberová může svítit tou svíčičkou. Ale tak uvažujme logicky. Kam by se všichni mohli přesunout? Když ještě nepůjdou spát, tak by mohli být ve společenské místnosti.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
Jako uvědomujete si, že ten smrt poděbanej je s největší pravděpodobností vrah? Potřebujeme zjistit, co se tam vlastně stalo v tom sklepě. Takže prostě s Angusem uhneme. Jako ručně.
Might as well try moving a mountain out of the way.
No jo, možná to není dobrý nápad. Podívejte se, jak je obrovský. No ale počkat, jako je to náš zámek.
May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet?
No jo, na to jsem zapomněl.
Fair enough. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
No dobře, tak za Eddiem teda nepůjdeme, ale promluvíme si.
Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
Aha, a tady to máme. Tahleta možnost je vlastně přístupná jenom v případě, že hráč v té minulé kapitole, v tom sklepě, prozkoumal ty lovecké mapy, aby zjistil, že dochází k lovu na jiném území, než jsou pozemky Gordonu. A právě díky tomu to na něm, jako můžeme to na něj vytáhnout, prostě použít proti Angusovi.
That's a fair point. I'm just concerned that some of the game in the cellar may have been caught illegally, poached by young Eddie there.
Well,
I'd be happy to get rid of the evidence.
Nezní to moc věrohodně, co? Ale to víš, kdyby se to rozkřiklo, jako sousedi by byli naštvaní.
I can't imagine that the owners of the neighbouring estate would be best pleased.
You think the House Gordon cares what they think?
No, asi ne. Ale taky by to mohlo skončit u soudu a to by byla vážná věc.
The owners of the land may take legal action over Eddie's trespassing.
Then it's fortunate we have Master Andrew here.
No ale vem si to tak, že pověst rodiny by v každém případě jako utrpěla.
For Eddie to be found poaching on another family's estate could prove embarrassing.
You're barely part of this family, but you have a point.
No, budou se povídat takové věci, jo, to nebude hezký potom chodit ven na nějaký jarmarky a teda pokud tady nějaký podobný akce vůbec probíhají. Všude okolo to vypadá jako naprostá pustina.
I'm the new owner of the estate. I worry what people will say about it. About the family.
I think the dead maid will have them chatting already.
No ale vem si, co Lady Margaret, jo? Ta ostuda.
I do, and I don't think Lady Margaret would take kindly to any such embarrassment.
Upon reflection, removing the evidence may be the best course of action. Here you are, sir.
There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
Jo. On prostě udělá všechno, co mu Margaret nařídí, ale právě díky tomu ho můžeme prostě tak nějak jako... Ani nesnad využívat, ale tak nějak to zvládnout. Využít tu jeho lojalitu, tak nějak.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them.
Každopádně klíč je náš a to je bezva. Tady ho máme. Úplně obyčejný, dokonce ani není možné ho nikde prozkoumat. No, takže to je taková druhá možnost, jak se dostat do sklepa. Méně špinavá, ale zkrátka vyžaduje znalost toho pytláctví tam.
Good thing I found that map. He would have never given up the cellar key otherwise.
No vida, a jsme tu. Nebo že bychom si to rozmysleli a šli zpátky.
This cellar still has secrets to reveal.
Ne, pohled na mrtvolu, to prostě musíme zvládnout. Jo, tady se to stalo. U té kádě.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
What a horrific way to die.
Jo, to je opravdu hodně nešťastné uklouznutí.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from? Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Zase ty šílený duchové. Je opravdu nebezpečný na ty bytosti sahat nebo se k ním přibližovat.
Speak to me, please.
Ale jak to, že jsou potom tak agresivní? Přece ta služka by se nás nesnažila zabít, ne? Vypadá to, že Eddie do ní strká. Musíme to prozkoumat.
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
Ale opatrně.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please.
Your stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff.
Ten po ní normálně vyjel.
David, can you hear me?
Vypadá to, jako by se bránila a co bylo dál?
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
He ripped the seam open. The missing pendant. He threw it into the blood-filled basin.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me. Or the visions that you'd think me insane if I described them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Přesně. Ta je tak určitě na naší straně. Jako byla na straně našeho tatíka, že jo? Zavřenýho do cvokárny. Chudáka. Takže ji vlastně zabil Eddie. I když to byla svým způsobem nehoda, ale to, jak se po ní sápal a pak do ní strčil a... takovej nešťastný pád.
The seam really did rip when she tried to get away from him.
Ale něco jí spadlo do té kádě.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it.
Není to zrovna hezký strkat tam ruce, ale je to potřeba.
French. I don't speak French.
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours. Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there? The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we could not accuse a man of murder without proof.
Ale já vím, že to tak bylo a... Ach jo. Pro Klaru. Ale ona se přece nejmenovala Klara. To jméno... Jako bych ho už někde slyšel, ale... V jaké souvislosti to bylo? No, zdá se mi, že tady už víc nenajdeme. Respektive ano, mohli bychom tu něco najít a taky to najdeme, ale... Je to celkem komplikovaný. Totiž tady napravo, jak jsou ty opřený prkna v polici, tak je tu mimořádně nenápadný další dílek pucle. Ale je strašný problém nastavit kameru tak, aby to vůbec šlo sebrat. Jo, máme to. Divný na tom je, že během dne, tedy jako v minulé kapitole, to tam ještě nebylo. Až teď. Ale v každém případě je to bezva. Opravdu to máme? Jo, je to tak. No, takže myslím si, že můžeme sklep opustit. Potřebovali bychom zajít za Eddiem. A prostě na rovinu do něj. Konec konců on ji přece zabil. No, budeme holt doufat, že Angus nás k němu pustí.
Mr. McKinnon, who is Clara?
The lady, Clara, young Eddie's late mother. A box with some of her belongings are kept in the library, as Master Eddie feels himself more a Gordon than a Mallory.
No jasně. Clara je z naší rodiny. A i když si našla někoho, tak proto si klade nárok na zámek. To znamená, že ten přívěšek, ten byl vlastně pro jeho matku. Ale jak nám říkal, tak jeho rodiče už jsou mrtví. A tak ho nenapadlo nic lepšího, než ten přívěšek dát té služce, po které jako jel. No jo.
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind.
Jo, jenomže on nás tam asi nepustí.
Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
Je to marný. Ale cože to říkal, že její věci jsou ve schránce v knihovně? Měli bychom tam ještě zajít. A taky by bylo dobré se na ten přívěšek pořádně podívat, třeba na něm bude něco zajímavého. No, to rozhodně nebude nějaká obyčejná laciná cetka, ani náhodou, dokonce s věnováním. Ale není to divný dávat přívěšek s věnováním pro svoji matku někomu jako jinému? Přece by si, i kdyby to ta služka přijala, tak by si toho musela všimnout a asi by to bylo divný, ne? Ale zase na druhou stranu byla to služebná, takže myslím si, že by mohla být ráda, že vůbec něco takového někdy dostane.
The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant.
No jo. Budeme se podívat do té knihovny. Docela rád bych mluvil s tím právníkem, jenomže on tu není. Je tohle? Nezdá se. Tady.
The belongings of Eddie's mother.
No, je toho tu víc. A nějaká fotka.
Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother Clara.
No jasně. Takže tímto máme potvrzeno, komu to patří.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
To je smutný osud. Takže Clara Gordonová si vzala Viktora Malloryho. Jenomže ten zemřel u Ypres. A ona potom patrně zemřela taky.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us, so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
No, tak to je hodně smutný osud.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
Jo, totiž jasně, to je prostě normální jako dedukce, jo. Tudíž jenom mlčte a zírejte, jak ten případ normálně jako perfektně vyřešíme. Ach jo. Kdyby nám byť jenom aspoň na chvilku uvěřila, že ty vidiny jsou jako pravdivý, že opravdu něco vidíme, tak bychom ji možná nemuseli potom přesvědčovat těmihle důkazy. Ale v každém případě teď už oba víme, jak to bylo.
Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Ailsy.
You didn't know her!
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock! You're as deranged as your father was!
David, really? You go too far with this behaviour.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here in case they link Eddie with the crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie.
Ano, jsi vrah, Eddie. A z toho se nevykroutíš. To znamená, že tvoje nároky na panství... není to dobrý, ale není.
You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was.
Eddie!
I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Ailsy and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything, even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
As you say, ma'am.
I
think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house!
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's temper?
I would never!
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned... What was it? Chores involving a rose. What does that mean?
Something about the garden, perhaps? We could ask Rory. Or is it about the attic? Oh, I wonder. Whatever it is, it's something she doesn't want us to know.
The attic?
I saw the maid coming down the stairs with a tray. But there's nothing up there but an empty room.
Interesting.
Jo. To podkroví mě zajímá čím dál víc. Možná bychom se tam měli podívat. Každopádně pěkně jsme jim to nandali. Už to přeci jenom jako bylo dost. To chování vůči nám, to je hrůza. Tohle si jako nikdo dovolovat nebude. Takže máme 2 stopy. Jednak to podkroví a potom ta růže. Zajdeme nejprve nahoru. Edward.
I've read enough to know Edward was a dangerous man. Perhaps even a murderer. Why does Margaret still hold him in such high esteem?
Je to divný, to jo.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
To je trošku pozadu. To už jsme stačili probrat. No tak, pojďte sem a sviťte mi na cestu, není vidět. Půda byla někde tady. No, je to marný. Nedá se tam jít? To snad ne. Něco tam bez pochyby musí být, něco tam musí schovávat, ale... No nic, tak půjdeme zatím ven. A zkusíme to tentokrát vzít přes jídelnu. Konec konců vypadá to, že to bude o něco kratší.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit.
Don't go.
Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David?
Is everything all right?
We should make haste.
To byla přece ta utopená, jaký Edward shodil dolů, jak jsme to viděli v té kapli. To jsou věci. No nic, zajdeme za Rorym a teda pokud tu ještě někde bude. Ale jo, je tu. Zdá se, že ještě není taková tma... A co to povídám? Jemu je to asi jedno.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them.
Ale rozebírat to ještě nechcem. Tak se půjdem podívat nahoru ke kapli. V noci to tady vypadá dost strašidelně.
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts.
Aha, tak to právníky jsem poslal. No, možná bychom mohli poděkovat i jemu. Ta budova na kopci, k tomu ty pokroucený stromy okolo a ten hřbitov. Působivý pohled. Ale nic víc tam není. Růže. No, nevím, jestli zrovna tady najdeme nějakou stopu. Možná je to marný. Ale zajdeme se ještě teďka v noci podívat dolů k jezeru.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this.
Jo, to je zajímavé. Cože? Kamže se máme podívat?
Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
It looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with.
Takže to bylo tady. To znamená, že tady někde Edward sebral kámen, použil ho jako zátěž pro tu ženu a utopil ji tady. Tak brutálním způsobem.
Something's carved into each one.
Tady něco je.
I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
A zase růže. Možná bychom měli přece jenom za tím slepým dětkem zajít. Je mi mimořádně protivnej, vlastně stejně jako Margaret nebo Angus, ale zdá se, že možná nejvíc z nich bude ochoten jakoby spolupracovat a něco nám říct. Jo, ještě pořád tu je, to je dobře. No, jak bych to řekl? Něco jsme tam dole viděli.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
Taky myslím, ale možná by tady slečna Farberová neměla na to dětka tak moc svítit. Nevadilo by mi, kdybych se nemusel dívat na jeho hnusný ksicht. Ale hlavně nám jde o tu růži, kdo ji tam dal?
That's an unusual looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Skahandu, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
Cecílie. Takže to je ta utopená. Ta, co si hrála s Johnem teďka kolem toho stromu, ta, co jí Edward shodil dolů, a taky ta, u jejíhož hrobu jsme našli ten model kaple, který tam nechal náš tatík, když byl ještě kluk.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
Jo, takže Edward ji zabil. Ale proč vlastně? Podle toho, co jsme tam viděli v té kapli, to bylo zřejmě kvůli dítěti, ale... No, půjdeme se podívat dovnitř, na ty růže.
Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you, if I must.
Aye, you must.
To je neuvěřitelný. Taková drzost.
I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Jo. No teda já to tady moc nevidím.
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward.
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they are not what they were. And this.
To? Ten věnec? To jako její?
Dr. Farber is not going to be happy being left outside.
Já se jako ani nedivím. Přece ten skleník nepatří tomu dětkovi. Je to konec konců majetek rodiny, ne? Tak jak to, že si může dovolit ji sem nepustit, když ji tady máme jako nějakýho hosta?
These are dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia's gone.
Tak takhle vymlouváš svoji neschopnost, dětku? Ten skleník vypadá příšerně.
Are these...
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here.
Tohle je divný místo, jenom růže.
Looking to break some more locks, laddie.
Jo. Docela rád bych se tam podíval. No a pak už je tu jenom tohle.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
Hej, tak moment. Tady se to nějak změnilo. Ale jenom v blízkosti toho věnce. Dobrá, dobrá, sáhneme na něj. Jako v té kapli. Vypadá to, jako bychom něco spouštěli. Další vizi. Když se dotkneme věcí, které s ní souvisely, to znamená ještě růže a...
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Co to bylo? Žádná blízká setkání s duchy, už bychom si to měli pamatovat. Ale co se to tam děje? Edward přijde do skleníku, aby jednu natáhnul, ale někdo ho okřiknul, někdo zvenčí. A on potom odchází a něco tam hází. Kruci, to zas bude. Musíme se dostat blízko, ale ne moc blízko. Jenomže on tam tak nešikovně stojí. Sakra.
He scratched the word Baron into her arm. What a monster.
A pak tam něco hází. Kruci. Musíme zjistit, co to hází, takže by to chtělo být blízko u jeho ruky. A potom...
The sackateurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
Tak, a teďka prozkoumat to místo, kam to dopadne, ty nůžky.
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them. It's me.
To není dobrý, to není dobrý. My jsme ji málem mohli uškrtit. Teda lidi, co se to s náma děje? Asi už začínám chápat to vyšilování našeho tatíka.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for her.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother.
Aha. Takže... No jasně. Vypadá to, že ta jediná z rodiny měla na Edwarda nějaký vliv.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother. Couldn't, you ken?
I think so, yes.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it, for picking the wrong man for her mate. You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
Takže to on ji obvinoval z neplodnosti. Ale přitom to byl jeho problém. No jo, ale počkat. Tak a co náš otec? A Klara? To přece byly jeho děti, ne? A nebo ne? No, v každém případě asi bychom měli jít ven.
I need to know if there's proof to what I saw.
To je pravda, ne tak rychle. On tady hodil ty nůžky a spadly někam sem. Ale těžko říct, jestli tu ještě budou.
The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye.
No jasně, on těma nůžkama hodil po ní.
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory.
Trust your instincts, laddie.
David, are you all right?
No, jak bych to řekl, asi jsme to zvorali, co?
I'm fine, thank you. I think this place is starting to get to me. Am I all right? I should be asking you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I don't know what happened.
Don't worry. I faced much worse in the asylum.
She's tough. I don't think it's possible to face her. Sorry again.
Maybe don't leave me outside like a naughty puppy next time.
Yes, quite. I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up. You need to start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn, just like your father.
I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. We have to put a stop to this. We need to find out what happened to the maid tonight.
What is it, David?
I have to see.
David, wait! You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
To se celkem těžko jako vysvětluje, ale tak na rovinu vidíme duchy.
I think I'm seeing ghosts. Ghosts of those who have died here. I see my father as a child. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. If I'm only remembering things, how would I have known where to find a pendant? How could I have known he tried to force himself on her? Unless you think I killed her.
I don't think you killed anyone, David. And you're right. I can't explain it.
I can see echoes. Memories of those who lived here. I see my father as a young boy. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. I saw Edward in the glass house. He was cutting Cecilia with the succateurs. I saw where he left them. I found them there. How did I do that? How did I know?
I can't explain that yet either.
I'm not sure. Ghosts? Echoes? Memories? I can see my father as a child. It's like he's trying to speak to me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. I know what I saw, and I know I will find out what's going on here. What they are hiding from me.
We will. Together.
So?
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Go on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
Jo, Eddieho. Pokud si to pamatuju dobře, tak Margaret ho poslala někam nahoru, nebo tak nějak. Měli bychom se tam zajít podívat. Ale ještě k té věci tady. Mimochodem, asi jste viděli, že vlastně těch voleb, jak se můžeme jako rozhodnout, je tady spousta. Nejprve 3 ohledně toho, co si jako myslíme, že vidíme, a pak další 3 ohledně toho, co jsme jakože viděli. Takže, ale ukázali jsme si to všechno, víceméně. Než ale půjdeme nahoru za Eddiem, možná bychom se mohli ještě někde stavit.
I don't want to bump into Margaret. Eddie will be upstairs somewhere.
Jo, možná, že Margaret chrápe v loveckém salonku, i když přijde mi to divný, ale dobrá, tak nepůjdeme tam. Ale mohli bychom zajít do knihovny. No vidá, Andrew je tady. Konečně budeme mít po takové době možnost si zase promluvit.
Still working hard, I see.
A lawyer's work is never done.
May I ask you something? What can you tell me about my Aunt Cecilia?
Beyond her name, I know nothing about her, I'm afraid.
And Rose?
She died before I entered the Gordon service.
Jo, no, to Cecilie vlastně taky.
My Aunt Clara, how did she pass?
It's a funny thing, from what I know. She had a fever, something she should have recovered from, but Lady Margaret said it was as if she didn't try to fight it and she let it take her. Lady Margaret raised Eddie as her own after that.
To znamená, že Margaret ji vlastně nechala umřít.
I'm still debating the transfer of my ownership. I'm not sure whether to do it or not.
Well, it's not my place to advise either way, but it is part of my job to provide a conduit between you and Lady Margaret. I'm confident we can work toward a solution.
No, jako upřímně, čím více toho o tom zámku a lidech tady víme, tím méně mě tak nějak jako vábí to dědictví. Možná bychom se na to měli vykašlat a radši se vrátit domů do Indie.
Thank you for your time. I'll leave you to it.
Indeed. The sooner I finish, the sooner I can leave.
Leave?
This place, I hate to say it as a grown man, but it gives me the creeps. And with what happened to the maid, well...
Quite. So, until later then.
Jo, to jo, dějou se tu divné věci.
Still working hard, I see.
A lawyer's work is never done.
May I ask you something?
A přitom se nestane nic. Protože už jsme to probírali.
Thank you for your time. I'll leave you to it.
Indeed. The sooner I finish...
Leave?
This...
Quite.
Jo, jasně. Je to divný, asi nějaký bug nebo co, protože normálně, když prostě dojdou témata, tak existuje vždycky nějaký jakoby komentář, že už jako nemáme si co říct a podobně, ale ku podivu tady s ním, s právníkem, je možné ten dialog jakoby začít znovu, i když se ty témata vyčerpají. Což by zjevně nemělo se stát. Ale to víte, no, tenhle ten příběh je plnej bugů. Dobrá, zajdeme se teda podívat nahoru. Eddie nejspíš bude ve svém pokoji, ale...
Well, that's clear enough.
Hej, dokonce ho už ani nevidíme průhledně jako ducha, ale jako by tu vážně byl. Jako by se nás snažil dovést nahoru na půdu.
Well, hello, my dear Ailsa. Oh, Sir Edward, you look very handsome today.
Eddie?
Why, thank you. You're as beautiful as ever, my little doe. Oh, mwah, mwah.
Tak to je dost hrozný. To vám teda řeknu. Vážně nevím, jestli je dobrý nápad, abychom patřili k téhleté rodině. Ha, tohle jsem prostě musel ukázat, to je dokonalý. Nemám co víc k tomu říct. Pojďme zpátky na půdu. No, je tu spousta věcí. Nějaká skříň, nějaký sudy a tady dokonce další kousky pucle. Dost dobrý. No a hlavně tam je ten šílený Eddie. To jsem netušil, že je to až takovej blázen.
Self-made dolls. Ugh. The stuff of nightmares. Eddie, can you hear me? What can you tell me about great-grandmother Rose? What did Ailsy have to do? Eddie!
Počkat, na co to ukazuje? Na ten kříž? Ale ten tam není.
What do you see here, Eddie?
You'll be quite safe, the little rabbit said to his brothers and sisters. The fox is fast asleep, so the rabbits tiptoed past. But the fox was sly. He wasn't asleep at all. He opened his yellow eyes.
I've warned you before to mind your place. This will be the last time you defy me!
The eyes of the fox, they shone with cruel light as he punched on the rabbits and ate them all one by one. It was only then he went to sleep, his tummy full, his heart content.
Dobře, že je doktorka tady. Myslím si, že v celém tomhletom baráku má víc než dost pacientů. Takže Edward vzal ten kříž a normálně s ním praštil, přetáhnul vlastní matku Rosemary. To byla zrůda. Vypadalo to, jako by to ale tady někde pokračovalo dál.
I wonder what's on the other side. Is there... no, can't see a switch or lever. I guess not all castles are like Edgar Allan Poe used to describe them.
Těžko se tam budem dostávat, ale vidím tam nějaký světlo pod těma prknama. Něco tam přece musí být. Tudy se tam ale taky neprotáhnem, to je marný. Asi by to chtělo sekeru. Škoda, že ji nemáme. Ale počkat.
A secret passage.
What do you think you're doing?
That won't be long, I hope. Look after Eddie.
Přeci jenom se tam dá nějak dostat.
Just a little further.
No, není to tu až tak těsný, jak to možná vypadá. Přijde mi, že kolem sebe máme prostoru celkem dost.
Damn it!
A co to je?
Damn it!
Tentokrát jsme se nenechali rozmáčknout. Není to tu moc stabilní. Ale kam to vlastně vede?
That's it. Open wide. Good, good.
I don't want any.
That's all right, dear. Did I tell you that John's son David has arrived? He's as bothersome as his father. Not worthy of this place. Poor Angus will never recover from the sight of John's charred remains. Selfish, selfish man.
Please, don't.
I do not enjoy this, as you well know, but you brought it on yourself. Your son was a good man. You should not have defied him.
Rosemary. Oh my God. She's barely skin and bones. How is she still alive?
I found the hidden switch. It was in the bookcase.
You scared me half to death.
Well, you will insist on wandering off without telling me where you're going, and I just managed to avoid Lady Margaret when... Jesus God!
Jo. Proboha, to je teda síla. Takže... Rosemary ještě není mrtvá. Vlastně je to naše prababička, kolik jí musí být, snad 100 let. A Margaret jí tu drží připoutanou k posteli řetězem. To je strašný. Ten kříž. To je ten kříž? A ona jí nutí, aby se na něj celou dobu dívala?
Big and heavy, but it's seen better days. Just how long has she been chained to this bed? Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me? Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me?
A zdá se, že nemá cenu s ní mluvit. Ale předtím to vypadalo, jako by byla schopná něco říct.
Where are you going? We can't leave her like this.
Jo, já jenom jsem se šel podívat. Ven, totiž tohle je příšerný místo.
I saw this.
In a vision?
Edward beat her with it. Used it to cripple the poor woman.
Oh my God. And he hung it there to remind her every day. Take it down.
You're sure?
Do it.
Jo, to bychom asi měli.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, a co teď? Popovídáme si?
Rose? Rosemary? Can you hear me?
Bába jedna zatracená. Není to schopná, nebo nechce. No já se jí nedivím. Měli bychom ještě odpoutat ten řetěz. Tak. A co teď? Cítíte se jako volnější?
Rosemary, I'm David, John's son, your great-grandson.
Here, try this. No, like this. Gently.
Chudák babka vůbec neví, kde se nachází, ale možná, že ta hypnóza zabere.
Who did this to you?
Edward. I was bad. I disobeyed.
Disobeyed? How did you disobey?
Cecilia. I tried to stop him. Stop what he was doing.
What was he doing, Rosemary?
Should not have disobeyed. Not disturb him in the
Rose! Rose! What did he do to Cecilia?
I don't think you'll get anything more out of her. Poor woman. Come on, Lady Rosemary. We'll get you out of here.
No!
We can get you somewhere safe.
I'm safe here, in this room. Safe from the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror. Margaret has a lot to explain.
Neuvěřitelný. Tak ono to dlouho vypadalo, že Margaret se Edwarda taky bála a tak, ale ve skutečnosti to je minimálně stejná zrůda, jako byl on. Tohle dělat, to je příšerný. A mimochodem, ta scéna je opravdu neuvěřitelně silná, ale byla by ještě silnější, kdyby v té animačce nebylo krásně vidět, jak hlava a vlasy té Rosemary zajíždějí do toho polštáře a no prostě téhle hře k dokonalosti ještě chybělo celkem dost. Ale i tak, tohle je jeden z nejmocnějších jakoby momentů, které tahleta hra dokáže nabídnout a je to silný, ne že ne, fakt jo. No, měli bychom jít. Měli bychom najít Margaret a myslím, že na ní máme dost otázek.
I think we need to have words with her ladyship. Margaret, we need to talk about...
Lady Margaret, if you please.
Never mind that. What the hell are you doing with Rosemary?
You're one to talk. You're just like your father, leaving nothing but fear and misery in your wake.
What in God's name are you talking about?
You spoke to young Eddie, did you not? Now he's convinced everyone is trying to kill him. He has taken poor Andrew hostage and is threatening his life.
Where is he?
He's taken him to the old wing, and he is armed.
I'll go. I can talk to him.
You will not. You two have caused quite enough trouble already.
We? How dare you, when you continue to worship Edward, even though he drove poor Cecilia to drown herself?
I will not allow you to...
To what? To speak the truth? To say that Edward...
He never touched her! You come here, and you...
No, you. You are the one in the wrong here. You know more than you're saying, and we both know it. There's something in this place. An evil that has plagued our family for generations. Instead of blaming others, maybe you should look closer to home for the cause of your misfortune.
You know nothing. What I did, what I do, everything is for this family. How can you possibly understand?
Please, my lady, we can discuss this later. Miss Farber, you need to speak to Master Eddie.
Take us to him.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin. Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do.
Tak jo, klidně do toho. Předveďte se, doktorko.
Eddie? Talk to me, Eddie.
A já mezi
Tell me
tím
what's troubling you.
zauvažuju o tom, jestli by nebylo lepší vypadnout nejenom ze starého křídla, ale rovnou ze zámku a nikdy se sem nevrátit. To je šílený místo.
They think I killed her!
It's too dangerous to leave Leah here on her own.
But I didn't! I didn't!
I believe you, Eddie. I believe you.
Oh, she's good. She's keeping him distracted. But I'm not sure she can talk him into dropping the gun. He seems too far gone for that.
Jedna vražda ti nestačila? Ty zmetku poďobanej? Dojdeme si pro něj, na tohle nemám náladu. Ani čas.
What are you doing? One more step and I kill him!
Já se tě nebojím, ty šmejde. Zdá se, že Eddie to myslí vážně, takže tentokrát už žádný přímý cesty k němu.
Oh, he's lost it. We need to stop him before he injures or kills Andrew.
Ale to znamená, že se k němu musíme dostat nějak jinak. Možná bychom mohli tady sešplhat.
Oh, deep and wide. I might make it, but Eddie would see me. I might panic him.
No jo. Není tu nějaký jiný místo, kde by se dalo sešplhat? A nějaký trošku víc stranou. Tady.
Please let me go! Why should I?
Can't see me from here.
You liar!
This might be a
Liar!
way across.
I'm not! Please, I'm not! Of course you are! You're a lawyer! You think I couldn't hear you whispering about abducting me, accusing me of murder?
On se úplně pomátnul, to je šílený.
Sorry! For what?
Tady je to taky ve strašném stavu.
Oh God!
Steady now.
Tak nevím, jestli je dobrý nápad tohleto provádět. Tahle kapitola je tím počtem možných úmrtí opravdu příšerně děsivá. No ale ono se není čemu divit, když tady provádíme tak nebezpečný kousky, ale nemáme na výběr.
Steady now.
Tak.
Please let me go!
Sakra.
Why should I?
Je tu propast.
You liar!
A tad too far for a leap of faith.
I'm not!
Ale možná bychom mohli schodit ten trám a po něm přejít.
You're a lawyer! You think I couldn't hear you whispering about abducting me, accusing me of murder? I'm sorry. Sorry? For what? You said you hadn't done anything! Oh God!
Hold, kaskadér z nás asi nebude, tak ještě jednou. To dáme, hlavně nepadat,
Please let me go! Why should I? You liar! Liar!
Teď už jsme vlastně někde pod Eddiem. Takže vlastně půjdeme už jenom nahoru.
You think I couldn't hear you whispering about abducting me, accusing me of murder?
Ale jsou tu nějaký schody.
Sorry? For what? You said you hadn't done anything.
Let him go, Eddie. Everything is all right. Slowly, Mr. Harris.
Come here!
Bloody fool.
Ta bestie. Takže místo právníka má teďka jako rukojmí doktorku. To není dobrý. Něco tu je. Tohle vypadá jako kuše.
Seems intact. Now for some ammunition.
Jo, možná bychom mohli zastřelit.
Dr. Frankenstein's workplace. If I go any further, he'll notice me.
To je pravda, raději blíž nepůjdeme.
Bits of bone. Should work if I'm careful.
No nevím, jestli používat kosti místo šipek je dobrý nápad. Podle mě ta dráha letu jako nebude moc přímá. Ale budeme doufat, že to bude stačit.
Don't worry, Eddie. It's going to be all right.
Let's hope this doesn't snap under the strain.
What the? Leave me alone! I told you, leave me alone!
Eddie, stop!
Get them off me! Get them off!
You okay?
What? No! Hold still, you bastard!
Andrew! Andrew, no!
David? David.
Kapitola 3 je úspěšně za námi a opravdu myslím si, že tohle byla síla. Osobně to považuji za moji jakoby nejoblíbenější kapitolu ze všech, protože myslím, že je to takový vrchol. Zkrátka sled dějů a šokujících zvratů. To nejlepší, co dokáže tenhle ten příběh nabídnout. Takže pojďme se podívat na získané bonusy. Nejprve tedy na nově odemčené artworky. A tady máme slečnu Krenenovou. Ačkoliv v telekapitole byla k vidění už jenom jako mrtvá. Nebo jako duch. A tady Eddie. Zdá se, že na původním artworku ještě nebyl tak nechutnej tou svojí vizáží. A potom se nám taky odemknul novej puclík, vlastně už 2, protože to je zase ten bug, o kterém jsem mluvil na začátku, totiž samozřejmě není možný, abychom měli v tuto chvíli o 5 dílků víc, než kolik je maximum, že? Ale měli bychom v tuto chvíli mít asi 65 dílků. To znamená, že tenhle ten druhej puclík už je odemčený a půjdeme si ho taky složit. No, přijde mi, že těch dílků tady je o trošku víc než u toho minulýho. A navíc nejsem si jistý, co to vlastně skládáme. Vypadá to celkem zvláštně. Možná tohle bude celkem problém poskládat dohromady. Ne, to se nechytá. Tohle bude obloha. Jo, tím začneme. A to nám možná dá nějakou nápovědu ohledně toho, co to vlastně skládáme. Ačkoliv už to možná začíná dávat jasný obrysy. No jasně, to je Black Mirror. Takhle to vypadá. Nebýt toho světla, bylo by to celkem hezké na pohled. A vidíme, že jako určitá podobnost s prvním dílem tam jako je, jo, na tom zámku, ale... jelikož to vlastně hráč ani pořádně nevidí takhle zvenčí, protože buď je uvnitř, nebo je venku a ten zámek má jakoby za zády, takže to si takhle autoři velice jednoduše jakoby ulehčili práci. A výsledkem je to, že podobný pohled vlastně přímo ve hře hráč nikdy neuvidí. Taková škoda.